What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. On today's video we are going to be installing some two-piece rotors on the G37. I'm really excited about this. I've been waiting for a while to get these, and now they're here, and ooh, they look so good. So these are the fronts, and then these are the rears. And yeah, I am super stoked to be putting these on. So on today's video, I will show you how to install the front rotors and then also the rear rotors. We'll do one on each side because the other side will be the exact same. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is obviously jack up your car. We'll raise that side, we'll raise that side, and get the car up. So we're going to start with the rear rotor first. The first thing you're going to want to do is take the brake pads out. I think it's going to make it the easiest anyways, which I will have a video of how to replace these, so just follow that video on how to remove these and then put these back together. But for this video, when you get these out, then on the back side, I don't really think I'll be able to expose. There we go. This bolt right here, and then that one right there, they're 19mm bolts. You're gonna wanna get a socket, and I've already broken these. It is gonna require a little bit of a oomph, but basically once we get them broken out, then just gotta slowly but surely take them out, and then same thing with the bottom. And you want to have like a bucket nearby, because when those come out, this brake rotor as a whole, just go ahead and turn that sucker down. This brake rotor as a whole will just come out, and you don't want it hanging on the line. So just have a bucket, or if you want to get like a bungee rope and put it through and then hang it up, whatever option you have, just make sure it's not hanging on that brake line. So what I ended up doing, I found a small bungee cord, actually the missus did, and I just looped it through the brake rotor and just tied it together, so it's like, you know, it's not going anywhere. The next thing you're going to want to do is pull the rotor off. Most likely it's going to be like kind of on there, so just take like a rubber mallet, hit it, you know, on different sides until you get it loose, and then it should just come right off. Maybe. Parking brake type stuff. It's all wonkadoodled in there. Yep. And that's pretty much that. as you saw in that last clip, I basically cleaned the dust shield the best I could. Not really necessary to do that, but I'm already in here, so it's kind of like might as well sort of thing. And then I cleaned the rotor itself because there's going to be oils on it from the factory and you're going to want those off. And then all you do is you just mount it up. Now, one thing you are going to want to keep in mind is when you mount this, such as so, which my parking brake is probably in the way. There's this little hole right here for a rubber boot, which is this guy right here. This is to access a screw on your parking brake or whatever, so you'll want to move this over to here. But yeah, I'm gonna get this put on and then we'll move on. So when you put that in, that's pretty much how it looks. The next thing is just to put the caliper back over there, and it's literally the same way you took it off, just the 2 bolts. Tighten them up pretty tight, and that's it for the rear. So let's move on to the fronts. All right, so for the front rotor replacement, it's again the same as the back. Only difference is there's a couple of bolts back here. One's right there, the other one's right there. They're gonna be 22mm sockets. There's a 10mm bolt right here that you're gonna have to remove to move that out the way, so you can barely get a socket in there. Unless you have a 22mm wrench, socket's the only way. Once when you get those two, I've already broke them, so all I have to do is just loosen it. But you take those off. Also, once when you break those, it's also go ahead and take the pads out. It'll make removing this whole thing easier. Okay, so that was a little harder than I thought. So there's a shield or whatever that is 2 12mm bolts you have to remove here. I luckily have the stainless steel line, so it comes in 2 pieces. So I had to remove the block that was up here and the block that was on that shielding that's no longer there. I think if all of this was hard lined, it would be crazy. Because what happens is, so you see all of this hard line, basically that's all tucked in behind here. So you have to be able to do everything very carefully. Take your time. Don't try to rush, because bending or snapping one of those brake lines, it's going to be just a bad day in general. So now that we got that situation moved out of the way, got it propped up, it's bouncing on itself. Now it's time to remove the rotor. So I believe this has to get removed. That's what we're gonna see. It should just be, yep, 12 millimeters. Oh, well, that's a predicament. So, oh, that was easy. Huh. Okay, it's a spacer and the bolt. So what is it for? I don't know, but in theory, probably have to take this hammer, give it a few whaps. Okay, well, guess I won't have to time lapse that. So yeah, just whack it a good bunch of times, and then yeah, pretty easy. So all right. Oh yeah. Yeah, that looks very nice. Very nice. Yeah, so the spacer and that nut, again, not super sure what that was for. Maybe to help with if you have a wheel. I don't know. But don't need it, not with these. So just gonna go ahead, throw that away. So then now, basically, it's just put everything together again. So that's a nice rotor. That looks good. I'm really happy with that. And then with the rear, there's not really a whole lot of light, but oh yeah, you can definitely see it's a nice touch, and I'm sure it's gonna have some performance benefits. I'll have to save that for another video. But overall, it's not a hard install. It's pretty easy. Set yourself a few hours to do it, especially if it's your first time. And yeah, I'm excited. I'll be making another video to give my opinion and full review as far as these rotors with the pads and all that jazz. So, you know, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. That way you know when I post that video. But seriously, I really appreciate y'all looking into this. If you thought the video was helpful, please leave a like. If you have anything you want to say that's helpful to other people that maybe I missed out on, leave it in the comment section below. Otherwise, subscribe, and until the next one, see you later.